But Havlicek steals it. Havlicek stole the ball. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier.
United to Amici powers in.
Won their 6th NBA championship.
Gibson, swing. This is going to be a home run. Unbelievable. Don't believe what I just saw.
Hello, I'm Chris Fowler, and welcome to Sports Century. During the NBA's first real surge of popularity back in the 1960s, Oscar Robertson compiled astonishing statistics that remain unmatched by any other player. But the game was different then, and so were the times. What has not changed is the memory of intolerance that still burns in the soul of the Big O, a player you had to see to believe.
Oscar Robertson is the best basketball player I ever played against. I mean, he had no weakness.
He was the Michael Jordan of his day, in a lot of ways.
If Oscar were playing today against Michael, we might have a huge argument going on.
Everybody talks about Michael, and Michael certainly has a lot of style and stuff. But just flat out kicking ass, Oscar was a very potent weapon.
Personally, that when I look back in my career, he's the greatest player I ever played against, period.
Oscar Robertson proved his greatness for all time when he averaged a triple-double, 31 points, 12.5 rebounds, and 11 assists for the entire 1962 season. No other player has cleared that bar.
He averaged a triple-double for a whole season. I could never compare to that. I really found out how good Oscar Robertson was when I was trying to accomplish the same feats as him.
In many ways, what Magic did forced us to kind of look back and remember some of the amazing games that Oscar had. He was big, he was fast, he could pass, he could shoot, he could play defense.
You watch Michael Jordan and he flies through the air. You watch Magic with no-look passes. Oscar never did any of that.
I don't think there was the kind of sense of appreciation for the fine things without any particular flair or pizzazz that Oscar was doing.
The way I played, because it's oh, he's not doing anything. Till you look at the score, look at the assist, look at the rebound.
People used to say, well, all he does is back his man in and score. Is that right? That's a shame. That's all you have to do is back him in and score. Why didn't everybody else do that?
You knew where he was going to go. You knew exactly what he was going to do, but you couldn't stop him. That's greatness.
It was hell, man, because he could just manipulate wherever he wanted to go. He didn't try to beat you with quickness. He just overwhelmed you, just methodically back you where he wanted to take you and just jump right over you.
I used to say, he's like an octopus with the ball. If he's dribbling it, look, he's got 6 hands holding people off, and at the same time he's dribbling the ball. You never got the ball from him.
Every game you had this anger out. He was just such a machine. Just come up, clear out. You'd frown, you'd see that frown, you know, oh God, here he goes.
He would give his own players hell, he'd give the officials hell. I mean, he was out to win every night, and I liked his competitive spirit.
Oscar Robertson was a general in the best sense of the word, and the worst sense sometimes. Players were afraid of him. As much as they respected him, they were also afraid of him.
I hated him because he kept yelling at me, give him the ball. Get that ball back over here. Yeah, boo. Yes, sir. You know.
Although Robertson's competitive fire was fueled by a complexity of grievances, his overwhelming discontent was being labeled with a black stereotype.
Before I came on, they probably said blacks couldn't dribble, couldn't handle the ball in the backcourt. Perception is that blacks were not smart, they're dumb, can't think. They can play good, but they can't think.
They felt like you were the point guard, a third base coach, a manager, a head coach in a football team. It took brains, and they didn't feel like we had those type of necessities at that time.
In Oscar's case, being the greatest basketball player at the time, you're saying, so what? That didn't mean anything. I still can't eat in a restaurant. I still got to sit in the balcony in a movie. I still got to sit at the back of the bus.
Oscar was a very hard person to get to know. He was not a friendly person. I think a lot of black athletes at that time were naturally kind of put off by this white world.
A lot of the turmoil and that which he was going through, he kept inside in the 50s and 60s because of fear.
You had to hold a lot in those days because organizations, especially in professional organizations, sports, they had control of you. They could have blackballed you, and that was the fear.
Robertson had to decide what price he was willing to pay to be a great basketball player.
I said, do you want to be to basketball what Jack Robertson was to baseball? Do you think you can take it? If you can't, it's all right. But do you think you can? He said yes.
I thought he was one of the greatest individuals in the world. And until I went through my years at Cincinnati, I couldn't really feel the magnitude of what he experienced.
The advertisement, the press, the publicity, the public were looking for their heroes to be white, and Oscar just happened to be a great player.
But his greatness was never fully appreciated in Cincinnati. For 10 long seasons, the Royals were mired in mediocrity, never reaching the NBA Finals. While in Boston, center Bill Russell was anointed an NBA immortal after winning 9 titles in the 1960s.
Bill Russell, he drew the attention, maybe more so than Oscar Robertson, because he wasn't on a winner. And people respect you when you own a winning ball club.
The Celtics had a lot to do with that. I think his personality had a lot to do with it. Oscar was sort of, in my mind, a negative kind of a guy away from the basketball court.
He said to me, there are 3 or 4 critics I'd still like to punch right in the nose. Okay, he didn't. It's still in his craw.
You take a young man, grew up in the South, played in the all-black school, came to the University of Cincinnati, the first black to play, threatened by the Klan, told I couldn't do certain things. It's a wonder why I didn't kill somebody.
Born in Tennessee in 1938 and raised through adolescence in Indianapolis, Oscar Robertson suffered 2 brands of American racism, Northern and Southern. But common to both experiences was that universal deprivation known as poverty.
A very poor family, never had a lot of money. Mother worked 3 jobs. I mean, it was tough. I mean, they worked they tried the best they could try.
Coming from rural Tennessee during that time, we pretty well understood what the racial situation was. In fact, when we would travel